Say hello. Say hi. Hey, you big baby. Say hello. Say hey, hi, hello. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Say hey, hi, hello. Welcome and welcome back. My name is Jess. This is Nigel. He's perpetually grumpy old man. And we have like a follow-up on some previous book community topics that we would like to tell you about. Don't we, Bookie? Look at his little body. Okay, thank you. Look, tell them hello. Oh, that was very nice. Okay, do you want to lay down? Okay. So, as I'm sure some of you have seen, Corrain has made a return, kind of. And I know Ashley made a video about this. I'll link it. So, of course, I will still link the video, but I don't feel like there's any point for me to say anything. All of my thoughts were redundant. So you should just go watch Ashley's video. So I won't talk anymore about Corrain here. I'll just skip to my second topic. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm really struggling to breathe. It's not funny, but anyway. So the rest of this video may be just, I don't know if I'm going to record it or just do voiceover or something, but I cannot finish filming this right now. So cut to whatever the rest of this video is going to be. Maybe me at a later time. I don't know. Ooh. I had to go take a nap. Well, I went outside with Nigel and he basked in the sunlight while I was reading. And then I had a late lunch. I still feel like my breathing is heavier than it should be. Anyway, then I had a nap and now I'm like, let me do this before I lose any energy to do that. Here's the thing. Now this article, it says, I ended up hitting something accidentally. So now it's like the best things in life are free. Register to keep reading for free. This is gonna be an off-topic rant, but I am so sick of having to make an account for everything. This is like this, at least it's free, because I hate how many times I try to read an article and it's like subscribe. No, I understand that people need to be paid. Let me pay to read one thing. I do not want to subscribe to the New York Times again, because I was subscribed to them for a time and let me tell you, it was one of the most complicated things to unsubscribe from. I do not want to subscribe. Just let me pay for an article. Nigel, but it's the same when you try to order food online or make an account, download an app. No. Anyway, to the second thing, that is a follow-up, and it's about the Hugos. So in that same video that I linked before, I was talking about the 2023 Hugos, which were held in China, and two authors that I brought up who were disqualified with no explanation were Rebecca Kwong, or R of Kwong, author of The Poppy War and Babel and Yellowface, and Sharon J. Zhao, author of Iron Widow. There was a lot of funkiness that was going on with that. And again, in that video, I have like another video linked article if you want to go read into that and all of like the weirdness with the 2023 Hugos. But now there were some emails leaked that show or give us more information on why they were disqualified. So I just wanted to touch on that. And I think this battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna change the battery. Hopefully, I can't catch my fucking breath. I don't know what this is pissing me off. Okay, I'm gonna try to finish this video. It is 5:41 on a Sunday, and so I don't know if it's just like, it shouldn't be my anxiety manifesting like this, but it's happened because it's happened before in prior videos. But obviously I'm anxious about work tomorrow, even though I have a short week because I'm going out of town, thank the gods. But that means that these 2 days are going to be hellacious. Anyway, I just really apologize if my breathing seems really labored. I don't know what's causing it. Like, I have not been chasing after Nigel. I literally just got up from laying down. It should be fine, but I can't figure it out. Anyway, so I'll have this article linked. I'm referencing an article in the New York Times, and then there's also a different website that I linked that has like the leaked information, and then like I have the emails that I downloaded from that website. So we'll get there. Anyway, So, leaked emails show why some authors were left out of awards held in China. I read that backwards. Oh, wow. So the Hugo Awards are a literary award, and they are for sci-fi fantasy, I believe. And anyway, it's usually fans that vote on the winners, but R.F. Kuang and Zhao were both disqualified, I believe. So this is saying, why were writers and fans upset? In January, the Hugo Awards revealed which writers had been nominated for last year's awards and by how many people. The information made clear that multiple authors who had enough nominations to be finalists were shut out of the process. Award administrators had marked them as not eligible without specifying a reason. Among excluded authors were 2 Western writers of Chinese descent, R.F. Kuang, who is Chinese American and who was widely expected to be recognized for her novel Babel, a historical fantasy set in mid-1800s Oxford, and Sharon J. Zhao, a Chinese-Canadian author whose novel Iron Widow is a sci-fi reimagining of China's female. The leaked emails revealed the exclusion of popular authors of Chinese descent led to speculation that the awards administrators had weeded out those whose political views might prove controversial in China. Those suspicions were confirmed recently when emails leaked by Diane Lacey, a member of last year's Hugo administration team, were published in a report by Kristen Barkley, a science fiction fan and journalist, and Jason Sanford, a journalist and science fiction writer. The email correspondence published in the report showed that Dave McCarty, one of the Hugo administrators, had advised other members to vet the finalists and highlight anything of a sensitive political nature in China, including works that focus on China, Taiwan, Tibet, or other topics that may be an issue in China. Such works, he added, might not be safe to put on the ballot. This really just cut to the core of the award, Sanford said. For a genre that believes so deeply in free speech to willingly take part in doing research on political issues of award finalists, knowing that is going to be used to eliminate some of those finalists is outrageous. In an interview with The Times, Lacey confirmed that she provided the emails and said that she shared them publicly because she regretted her actions and wanted to ensure that the Hugos would not be tainted again in the future. I felt very guilty about what I did and wanted to be able to look myself in the mirror again. So what's still murky? It's unclear if the awards administrators were acting under pressure or were preemptively seeking to avoid controversy. Lacey said that she was not aware of overt directives from Chinese officials, but added that McCarty had mentioned getting guidance from Chinese counterparts. In one of the released emails, McCarty told a colleague to be on the lookout for mentions of Hong Kong, Taiwan, Tibet, negatives of China from writers or in their works, and added that I will try to get better guidance when I have a chance to dig into this deeper with the Chinese folks on the committee. McCarty did not immediately respond to an email request for comment. Questions also remain about whether Chinese writers were excluded as finalists for political reasons. So last month, Worldcon announced McCarty had resigned from his post and that he and 2 others have been censured for actions of the Hugo Administration Committee of the Chengdu Worldcon. So I will put it right here. The Hugo Awards, a report on censorship and exclusion. And that's the website that I will link. And I'm going to pull that up. And it's very long. Like, it has all this information. So I'm not going to go through that. But I'm going to go to the emails. Hey folks, this is us, the group of folks that are validating the Hugo finalists. I am still finishing validating the canonization, so only about half of the categories are ready to start, but the other half should be ready by Monday evening or Tuesday morning. I'm creating a spreadsheet showing the top 10 items in each category. I would like all of the top 10 items in English, checked for each category by at least 2 different people. The spreadsheet will have 2 locations to fill in who validated the item, and if it passed or had an issue that needed discussion. Just to note, I didn't read this right. This was forwarded on February 13, 2024, but the original email was June 5th, 2023. So it says, in addition to the regular technical review, as we are happening in China and the laws, they have asterisks around laws, we operate under are different. We need to highlight anything of a sensitive political nature in the work. It's not necessary to read everything, but if the work focuses on China, Taiwan, Tibet, or other topics that may be an issue in China, that needs to be highlighted so that we can determine if it is safe to put it on the ballot, or if the law will require us to make an administrative decision about it. I would like to be in a position to start finalist contacts by Friday, so this is somewhat timely work. The categories will be self-service, so if you can help sooner, you get the benefit of picking the categories you like best. Thank you so much for helping. The spreadsheet should be on the Dropbox in an hour, so Dave McCarty. Wow. This is another one from June 7th of 2023. Subject Hugo research, and this says fan writer potential issues. So this is a category with the Hugos. This category has the potential to be problematic under the constraints you've listed. For most non-Chinese fan writers, I'm not sure whether critical of the Chengdu Worldcon or critical of the idea of holding a Worldcon in China would count as negatives of China. I'm pointing out examples of both that I find for these fan writers out of an abundance of caution, because I'm assuming we're talking about the safety of our Chinese con running friends when we're making these evaluations. Maybe any fan writer concerns can be mitigated by asking them to curate their voter packet materials with our Chinese friends' safety in mind. They have the person and then things that are concerning under it. Like this person, for Jason Sanford, it said, look, there are legit political and other concerns that can be raised about holding Worldcon in China. So this must be something that Jason has spoken of, like brought up the issue that this could be a potential. Because then it also has article about Chinese science fiction, also before the year of eligibility. It reads positively to me, but flagging out of abundance of caution, since it does mention the Chinese government, talks about Chinese history, and I don't have knowledge of what would be problematic. So really, they're just going through and they're like, has this person really said anything about China? That's probably not a good idea. And so they have all these different people. Again, I will link this down below and you can go and read through all of it if you would like. But if they said anything, if they wrote anything, a link to the article. So this is another one from June 2023, best novel potential issues. Babel has a lot about China. I haven't read it and am not up on Chinese politics, so cannot say whether it would be viewed as negatives of China. Plot description is here. Also has the daughter of Dr. Moreau. There's talk about importing hacienda workers from China. I have not read the book and do not know whether this would be considered negative. Hopefully for these novels it will be easy check while you're in China. Perhaps Chinese fans can see whether these novels are offered for sale in China. That might mean they're safe. What? What? Now, I read Babel obviously before it came out, so I am not 100% clear on everything that happened. But the main critique of the book is about the West, the UK. Astounding award possible issues. So these are all the different categories for Hugo, and this is this category, astounding award. Xiran J. Zhao. The Iron Giant is described as a reimagining of the rise of Chinese Empress Wu Zetian, including it because they don't know if that would be negative in China. Zhao is also active on social media, described in Wikipedia as an internet personality. Like, literally the smallest things. They're like, they said the word China one time. I don't think they should be included. Another author, Su Lin Tan, who is the author of Daughter of the Moon Goddess, is inspired by Chinese mythology. No idea if it might be viewed as a negative in China. I love how nobody knows anything about the contents of these works, but they're like, oh, talks about China, or they're Chinese. Oh my God. This is another author I haven't heard of, Nassim Jamnia. It says author openly describes himself as queer, non-binary, trans, and again, good for them, and frequently writes about gender, particularly non-binary. The cited work also relies on these themes. I include them because I don't know how that will play in China. I suspect less than well. Excuse me? This is crazy. Just more emails like, I will try to get better guidance when I have a chance to dig into this deeper with the Chinese folks on the committee. I just think it's really sad that this is something that's still happening. That obviously this is for the awards in 2023, but what is the point of the Hugo Awards if we're going to go through and based on the host country, which again, I am not an expert on the Hugos. Angela from Literature Science Alliance knows a lot more about the Hugos. I linked her video in my original video about this. I will link it again. So I can't remember. I know she told me that the awards move around. They're in a different place every year. But why are we censoring what books or what things can be nominated, what people can be nominated based on like the country that they're in? Like there's a big, I don't feel like I have the right vocabulary to explain, to expound on how fucked this is, but I just feel like, and this is in combination with so many things that I've been seeing lately, I feel like we're going backwards in the world. Like so much censorship and just, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I don't know. That book has the word China in it. We might as well cut it out. Are you I don't know how this trans non-binary stuff might be received. I suspect not good. I wish I had something like eloquent to, I just don't have the words. I don't know how to explain it except that this is fucking wild. It was already crazy to me initially. I remember Angela was trying to explain it to me and I just was like, what? Because I don't follow the Hugos, but it just, even me being a terrible mathemologist, you could look at the numbers, again, including the original video, how they had the numbers to be finalists and it was like, not qualified. What? And now this, I mean, good on, what's her name? Whatever, feeling bad and sharing those emails, but like, you should have stepped up then, beforehand. Like, I don't know. I think that's just wild to me. That's crazy. It's disgusting, it's disappointing, and just does not seem like we're moving forward every year. It seems like somehow we're going backwards in many different avenues of life. So, as always, with these things, let me know your thoughts below. Anything I talked about, I'll link. And please keep your comments respectful. I'm so sorry about this video. If my breathing was really labeled or there was lots of cuts, because I just can't figure out why I can't just talk and breathe. Anyway, thanks for your patience. I appreciate you. And free Palestine. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.